So the first topic that I'll be discussing today is the transaction processing system. So the transaction processing system is a set of information which processes the data transactions in a database system that monitors transaction program, which means that the essence of these transactions will manage the data that must be left in consistent states. So I have two types of TPS. The first one is the batch processing and the real-time processing. So the batch processing is when the cluster of transactions are refined simultaneously using a computer system. So in the real-time processing carries out its transaction exclusively. These methods, although designed to be efficient for breaking series of programs. So batch processing versus real-time processing. So the processing of group transactions uniquely differentiate the batch processing in the real-time processing that's only runs a exclusive transaction. So batch processing is a functional for computing complex data transaction. This is extremely valuable for reducing costs of the large organization that deal with a high traffic, while the real-time processing offers timely results on its process transaction that make it more applicable for smaller enterprises. Unlike batch processing is time consuming. How does TPS system work? So for processing batch transaction, this requires data collections and batch grouping. Data collected are stored in the form of batches and may be processed anytime. So in the processing in real time, recent technology give it rise to real time processing. So TPS accumulates data about transactions and also initiate processing that transform stored data. So examples of TPS is order processing, employee record, and hotel reservations. Hotel reservation. So TPS also have 8 limitations. So I have 1 limitations of TPS. Limitations of TPS is managing operations of TPS can be complicated if the company is not big enough to efficient manage the transaction processing. So I have 4 functions of TPS that I will be include this discussion. The first one is the input function, output function, storage functions, and processing function. This is very useful, especially in doing transaction processing and in a system. So this will be the storing of data. So input functions, output functions, storage functions, and processing functions. This is a very useful in TPS. So my conclusions of TPS is an infotech used to accumulate, store, modify, and retrieve data transaction. It is also represent a unique response to the user requirements, although planning to choose the most appropriate method relies heavily on quantity of data and a type of business. The second topic is management information system. So management information system used for decision making and for coordination, control, analysis, and visualizations of information in an organization. So there are 4 types of MIS to be discussed. The first one is the process control. So the process control monitors the physical or industrial processes of a business like an automobile assembly. The second one is a management reporting system. So management reporting system is designed to produce about the operations and finances of all levels of management in a company. In the inventory control, this track of all things and updates management about them. So sales and marketing, this will help the management to execute and track the efficiency of company marketing functions and sales. So I have two examples of MIS, the sales marketing systems, budgeting systems. So good good characteristic of MIS. So I have 5 characteristic of MIS. The first one is the relevance information. So number 2 is a accuracy and reliability of information. This will the key measures of effectiveness of MIS is the accuracy and reliability of its information. The third one is the useful of information. This is also very helpful information for having a management. So timeless information, and the last one is the completeness of information. This is also the very important to have a complete information, so that we have a what you call this information that can you spread to customers, to others, that they so eight features of MIS. So the first one is the control flow. So control flow, this will design MIS provides a continuous flows of information for decision making. So number 2 is a decision making. So decision making is to provide information for decision making. Use of computer, these tools used for collect, store, manipulate large amount of data. And number 4 is the complex process. This is used especially with the firms involved global trade. So the number 5 is a economical. So economical is concerned with needed and timely information. Number 6 is the variety. So variety helps marketing managers and exploratory research. And number 7 is the future oriented. This will collect information for solving problem, anticipate, future oriented. And the last one is flexible. So flexible is changing rapidly when such new techniques are used. Accuracy and utility of information improves. So there is some reasons why MIS is important. So MIS is important because this system work with people, organization, technology, and relationship among the people, organizations affecting the company. So therefore, MIS are made for speedy access to accurate data and to help the managers also achieve their goals in an So in an organization, managers has to take decisions and management information system. The last topic is decision support system. So what is decision support system? So decision support system is a computerized program used to support determination, judgment, and courses of action in an organization or a businesses. This is also through and analysis massive amounts of data. Compiling comprehensive information can be used to solve problem and decision making. So I have one examples for decision support system. As selecting a reorder level of inventories is a program decision. So these decisions also, so I have characteristic of DSS. The first one is the facilitation. So facilitation facilitates and supports specific decision making activities or decision process. Number 2, interaction. So interaction, this is for interactive use by decision makers or staff, users who control the sequence of interaction. So number 3, ancillary. So ancillary, they are not intended to replace decision making. Now, number 5 is repeated use. Repeated use, specific DSS may be used routinely or used as needed. Number 4 is the task-oriented. Task-oriented provide specific capabilities that support one or more tasks. So number 6 is the antifiable. So antifiable may be independent system that collect or replace. So in decision empathy, this is the last decision empathy. These are intended to improve the accuracy, timeless, quality, overall effectiveness. So I have types of DSS. So the first one is adaptability and flexibility. The second one is the ease of use. The third is efficiency and effectiveness. This intended to improve the accuracy. Number 4 is the complete control by decision makers. So number 5, the last one is the ease of development. So this is as an standalone, integrate, and web system. So therefore, decision support systems are a class of subsystems of MIS which support analysis, planners, and managers in decision making process. And that's all, sir, and thank you.